Geek, Citadel.
Yo, welcome back to Opinionated Gamer. And this time we're talking about the Division, but this time we're going to go straight into the Darkzone because I already talked about all the other stuff that happened in the beta and nothing really changed. What exactly is the Darkzone? The Darkzone is the PvP, PvE area where you can get killed for your loot and all that good stuff. It's where multiplayer happens and where players run around killing PvE and they pick up items from the PvE enemies and then they kill each other and take each other's loot, or they extract it and work together. This is my problem with the Division as a whole. When you put a PvP component in a video game, if it's not an actual regular top-down RPG or some kind of RPG with elements of turn-based or Diablo-style attacks, you can't make gear so important to the game, and that's the problem with the Division as a whole. So let me just break down situations that happened to me while I played the game. I played in the various areas of the game in the Darkzone. So I ran around and I was shooting people and getting killed by people, and it was all good. The first thing I encountered with the Darkzone was that dudes were hacking in the game. Like straight up hacking. My first encounter with this new beta was something I didn't encounter in the last beta. The guy just straight up shooting me through walls, shooting me through the floor, coming out of nowhere, teleporting everywhere, killing everybody in the game and stealing their loot. This was something that happened for at least 10 minutes. I didn't leave. I could have left, but I didn't leave. And actually, that's a lie. I did leave, and I left the area hoping I could get into another server of the Division's Darkzone, but nope. I ran right back into the same area and encountered the same dude who was shooting me through the walls and through the floor. So that's something that if anyone wants to play this game on PC, automatically they need to fix that. Get some Punk Buster or something. Need to be able to get some votes or something. I don't know. But some kind of deterrent for hackers automatically. But that's not my major problem with the game. My major problem with the game is the game itself. This game is designed where the end goal seems to be that you go to the Darkzone and you get gear. The Darkzone is based off of gear only. So that means that I can run up behind a dude, which I've done, and shoot a dude with my gun of whatever 3,200 DPS, shoot him in the back of his head 400 times, empty my clip, and his health reaches about half. Then he turns around with his gun that he bought at the store that has like 5,000 DPS and instantly kills me. That's not a PvP element for a shooter. Now, I can understand that in games like MMOs where you are tapping buttons and there's no skill-based, shooting system. But in a shooter, that just changes the dynamics. Like that, it's basically like, why would I aim at anything then? If gear is the basis of all that is in the game, what's the point of me having a skill-based turn and shoot, aim for the head, aim for the genitals, aim for the heart type of shooting mechanic? It makes no sense. So, like the first game that I ever tried to do this was Mass Effect. It was a bad idea. Rolling the die type of shooting mechanics don't really work in PvP settings like that. So, if gear outbalances the other players and it's basically a deterrent to anybody that's just trying to go into the zone and play. I would prefer, I'm just going to put my two cents out there. I would prefer that once you hit the Darkzone, it stabilizes itself. Like it balances everybody. The guns, what you're wearing, it becomes a zone where it's kind of like Battlefield or Call of Duty. Even the enemies in the zone should change to where they're kind of like Splinter Cell-ish, where they get killed. There should just be more of them. And that's another problem I have with the Darkzone as a whole. You run into so many players, but you barely run into any PvE, and that's probably where the big problem is. So you're sitting there shooting and popping and shooting and shooting and shooting, and then some guy with orange legendary gear runs up and shoots you in the back of the head before you can react. You're dead. But if you turn around and you catch him, you don't have the gear appropriate enough to kill him, which is not how shooters work. That's not how the FPS genre is. That's not how it's designed. It's supposed to be skill based. Why can't it be more like Gears of War, where you shoot a dude a couple of times, he drops, that's it. Shouldn't be based on your guns. Shouldn't be based on the gear you're wearing. Leave that to the PvE stuff. That's fine. When you're outside, it can roll the dice. The gear matters. All that stuff. I would prefer it be more like the Call of Duties in the Battlefield with PvE elements like these dudes are really dangerous. You get shot by the computer. It hurts, blah, 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 blah. You could get snuck up on, shot by a player, etc. But you could do the same to him. And it's fair and balanced and concise. And you take the gear out and you guys go do raids in the PvE area. Shooters with gear mechanics, that's just no. That never will be balanced, and it takes away the point of shooting. If the point of being a shooter is being the one that's more accurate and shooting the dude in the head is the point of the game. Like, oh, I reacted first, you lose. That's how shooters work. They're not normally RPG based. So Ubisoft, if you're listening to anything that I'm saying right now, go ahead and try to change the dynamic of this, or most people won't be playing the Darkzone because it's asking to be griefed if you're not always in the Darkzone, ranking up, getting the best weapons for the Darkzone. Unless somehow somebody's gonna tell me that the best weapons are not in the Darkzone, even though it seems like that's where all the good weapons are gonna be. But for now, I have no interest in the Darkzone or really the game because the Darkzone, it's incredibly unbalanced. Anyway, this has been Kevin Jones for Opinionated Gamer. I just wanted to say that quick burst of things that I saw, because I played this game all week, and what I saw was not something that would make me buy this game for top billing, top price. I wouldn't buy any season passes. I would definitely wait for a sale on this game. So, if you guys had a different experience with the Division, or you like the gear-based mechanic, explain to me why in the comments, and you know what? I'll try to get back to you on that. All right, see you guys later. Peace.